Hi, it's the Carter Man, host of the number one political activist podcast on the internet, Coffee with the Carter Man. Check it out. Check it out. It's on all the social media platforms. I think you're gonna love it. And I'll talk about this on next Monday's episode of Coffee with the Carter Man. But even though it's Thanksgiving Day and happy Thanksgiving, I do want to address it just briefly right now. It is the statement by Claudia Sheinbaum, the president of Mexico. Hola, Claudia. Calling the incoming president of the United States a liar. No es bueno, Claudia. No es bueno. Kind of a stupido move, because the incoming president of the United States is not like the senile, demented old man in there now. Donald Trump does not put up with nonsense. I've read all his books. We watched him in his first term. We watched him in this past campaign. And he's not going to put up with this. He talked to her on the phone. I'm sure he was the gentleman he always is. He thought, from what Claudia, not a lot of Claudia Sheinbaums in Latin America and Mexico, but somehow she wormed her way into the presidency, this Marxist woman. He thought they had reached an agreement to stop the illegal alien invasion of America coming up through Mexico, which Mexico helped sponsor. And he said, look, things are going to be fine. Conciliatory as he could be. And so then Claudia calls him a liar. She says, oh, no. Let me read you what Claudia said here. Thanks to this, our policy of having, well, let me read it perfectly. In our conversation with President Trump, he's not President Trump, he's President-elect Trump, by the way, Claudia. That's how we work here in this democracy. I explained to him the comprehensive strategy that Mexico has followed to address the immigration or the migration phenomena. Interesting word for an invasion of another country. Respecting human rights. And then she added, thanks to this, migrants and caravans are assisted before they arrive at the border. She's speaking of the U.S. border, okay? We reiterate that Mexico's position is not to close the borders, but to build bridges between governments and between peoples. What a crock of shit. I'm sorry, excuse my language. To build bridges, well, how about you build the bridges between your country and those south of you, and don't try and build a bridge into our country, huh? This is our country, Claudia, not yours, okay? Your border ends about halfway across the Rio Grande, and then our border begins, and you have no right to open our border, which is what you have done, Miss Claudia. You and your predecessors in your failed state of Mexico. Yes, failed state of Mexico. It's nothing more than a giant drug cartel. That's all Mexico is, and that's who told her to call Trump a liar and go back on her word to him. I can guarantee you that's what it is, okay? And I'll tell you what Trump needs to do now to Claudia. By the way, Claudia is about as Mexican as I am, all right? About as Mexican. Let me read you. Her grandparents on one side are from Lithuania, and her grandparents on the other side are from Bulgaria. Excuse me? My wife's people are Latinos, which Claudia is pretending to be, and my wife's name is Rio Salos. Okay? Not Rio Salos Smith or Jones. This woman is as phony as a $3 bill. This non-Mexican Marxist who wormed her way into their presidency. I checked how much support she got from the cartels, and she wants to keep the border open for them so they can continue their human trafficking. What Trump needs to do is tell her, okay, here's the deal, Claudia. Okay, here's the deal. Entiendo, listen well. Number one, we're putting a 75% tariff on everything you send up here. Okay, and she announced yesterday, they'll lose jobs if they do that. They'll lose jobs. No, we won't, because our factories will move back home where they belong, Claudia. Claudia. I know Rosita, Raquel. I know, but Claudia. Let me go on here. That's number one. Massive tariff. Finish off that failed country and let them rebuild with a real Mexicano in the presidency, one who understands how to get along with their neighbors, okay? Number two, I would cut off all remittances from Mexicans living here who have invaded our country illegally, and even those here legally, to any Mexican relatives. Because let me tell you a little something. The countries south of our borders live on remittances. Trust me, I know. They live on the money sent back from the U.S. That's why do you think Honduras has pushed half its population up here as illegal aliens? Okay? Why do you think every government down there, except Nicaragua, and now El Salvador, because they got a good president, has told not just told them, but organized the invasion of America? Remittances in the billions and billions of dollars. Tell Claudia, no more remittances for you and your cronies to pocket, Claudia. It's over if you don't close that damn border. You want to keep the immigrants there for human rights because you're so concerned about building bridges between peoples and the taking care of those in need. Folks, the best thing you can do for those in need is say, stay in your own damn countries and get rid of the governments that are abusing you. That's the best thing you could do. Look, I know. Trust me, I know. Okay? Remember, my wife is from Honduras, so I know a little bit about life there and what those people go through and what they need to do. Tell them, our government should tell them, Happy Thanksgiving. Thank you. You take a hint, folks, from Ortega and his muchachos and what they did to the government that abused them in Nicaragua. Okay? That's what the people who are fleeing up here need to do. And they're coming here for economic gain, not as human rights refugees, by the way. They need to clean up their own damn countries. And this Claudia there in Mexico needs to start cleaning up hers. And if she wants to house the tens of millions of illegal alien invaders that we're going to toss back across the border, that's up to her, because we know she loves human rights. Bunk 'em, okay? It's time to get tough. Thank God Trump's going to do it. This is our country. Those of us who are born here, and we'll decide who gets to come across that border, not Claudia Scheinbaum.